Coming up on DITV, the Iowa State community is mourning the loss of one of their star athletes.
And later, 2 UI students are entertaining a big audience on YouTube. See what their videos are all about.
We'll tell you how Iowa football is preparing to tackle Wisconsin this weekend.
We have a wild week of weather ahead. Stay tuned as I'll tell you more.
All that and more coming up on this Wednesday morning edition of DITV.
Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Bo Bowman.
And I'm Kaylin Cluck. Iowa State University is mourning the death of a 22-year-old student. The body of Celia Barkeen Arosamina was found at the Coldwater Gold Links on Monday morning. Police have charged 22-year-old Colin Daniel Richards with first-degree murder in the case. Yesterday, a judge set Richards' bond at $5 million if convicted. Richards faces a life in prison. Barkeen Arosamina was a native of Spain. She was just named Iowa State's Female Athlete of the Year.
The Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center at the Iowa State University College of Veterinary Medical Oncology program are working together to study similarities in cancer between humans and animals. The research is currently in the beginning stages, but the universities hope they will be able to develop new methods of research and treatment. They plan to examine the number of ways household pets and humans are genetically affected by cancer. Their goal is to advance the understanding of cancer diagnostics and treatments available for people and animals. Researchers say that while ISU may be a rival in athletics, the two schools are benefiting from working together on the project.
One University of Iowa study has found an increase in ADHD diagnosis in children. The study was conducted from 1997 to 2016. In that time, boys' numbers rose by 9%, with 5% of boys being diagnosed in 1997 and 14% in 2016. During the same period, girls' numbers rose by 3.2%, with 3.1% of girls being diagnosed in 1997 and 6.3% being diagnosed in 2016. Researchers hope that this study will help point future research in the right direction. For more on this study, check out Charlie Peckman's article in the print edition of the Daily Iowan.
The Office of Sustainability and Environment has a new director, and with the start of the new position comes some changes to the office. Daily Iowan reporter Mackenzie Cooper is standing by with more in the newsroom. Mackenzie, good morning.
Good morning, Bo. Thank you for having me. That's right, the Office of Sustainability and Environment is overseeing some big changes. Recently, they integrated with the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, but now they also have a new director. Stratus Giannakouros is an Iowa native originally from Dubuque and is excited to be back in Iowa and especially Iowa City. He says that by moving the office into the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, they are able to increase student engagement. While the University of Iowa does a lot to stay green, there is still that can be done. Some of the goals that the office hopes they can implement is hosting education and outreach activities to get students more involved while also teaching them ways to be more green. The Office of Sustainability and Environment has some challenges ahead of them, but the office says they are ready to take them head on. Bo and Kaylin, back to you at the desk.
Mackenzie Cooper in the newsroom, thank you.
The Iowa City Council is making steps to fight flash flooding. Tuesday night, the City Council authorized steps for the Stevens Drive Stormwater Pump Station project. The hope is that the new pump station will reduce emergency response time while streets are flooded. The Stevens Drive project will include a new structure for a pump station, a raised barrier, wet wells, new sewer pipes, and modification to existing storm pipes. The project will provide a permanent and dependable pumping system. The hope is that it will be finished by the spring of 2019.
Well, Kaylin, Iowa City weather has been all over the place. It's been warm the past couple days, but yesterday it was like a monsoon.
It was a really dramatic turn, and I'm curious if today will be the same way. But we've got Samantha Ostwick in the weather studio to tell us more. Samantha?
Yeah, that's right. Yesterday's rain and winds are sticking around as today will be looking very similar with a 60% chance of scattered thunderstorms, high wind around 15 miles per hour, and a high temperature of 83 degrees. Those thunderstorms will continue into the evening as the temperature drops only slightly to 71 degrees. Moving on to the rest of the week, we can say goodbye to that rain and hello sunny skies, as Thursday will reach a very warm 90 degrees with a mostly clear sky, but winds could reach a possible 25 miles per hour. Thursday evening will drop drastically as the temperatures will reach the low 60s. Then Friday won't be too warm as the temperature should only get up to the high 60s with a mixture of clouds and sunshine throughout the day. Friday night will get down to what might feel like fall around a cool high 40 degrees. Moving on to game day here in Iowa City, it's expected to be a beautiful sunny day with mild temperatures in the low 70s and clear skies throughout the evening, perfect for a nighttime football game. You might want a light jacket though, as the temperature will get down to the 50s. To round out the weekend, Sunday should be another pleasant sunny day with temperatures in the high 70s and later reaching a low around 50 degrees. So we have an exciting week of weather ahead. I hope everyone can stay dry today. Guys, back to you at the desk.
The state of Iowa will now be joining sides with 27 other states in the fight over the waters of the United States rule. The EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers created the rule back in 2015. They were hoping to clarify the Clean Water Act by clearly defining the waters of the United States. But some say it is confusing and harmful to businesses. Earlier this year, President Trump suspended the rule. But just last month, a federal judge restored it in 26 states. Now Iowa will join 12 other states in filing injunctions. Yesterday, Governor Kim Reynolds said in a statement, quote, "Iowa farmers and small business owners will not be burdened by this federal overreach while we continue fighting to permanently end the POTUS rule," end quote. The enforcement of the waters of the United States rule in Iowa is now on hold until the case makes its way through court.
University of Iowa sophomores Megan and Sierra Stitz are both majoring in human physiology, but in their free time they have a YouTube channel that has a following of 2 million subscribers. DITV News reporter Susanna Closer gives us a look at their story.
Megan and Sierra Stitz may seem like they are any other ordinary college student here on Iowa's campus, except for the fact that they are both YouTube famous.
Our channel just really started growing super fast in, I want to say like 2014, and it started growing really fast, and since then we've really been focusing on a lot of gymnastics content, and even now that we're in college, it's like we like to do a lot of fun challenges that are still gymnastics related, but also just fun videos for us to do.
They began their YouTube career in 7th grade while making videos about gymnastics for fun, which has now led them to have an audience of 2 million subscribers between their two channels on YouTube.
The Gymnastics 2 is strictly cheer gymnastics, fitness kind of videos. We do challenges, tutorials, any kind of like video that we can come up with that's like related to those concepts. And then for Megan and Sierra, we post just like vlogs, lifestyle kind of videos.
And while having a YouTube channel may look easy, behind the scenes there is much more work, which has taught them some valuable life skills.
A lot of what we do is on our own. We do our own editing, we do our own recording, we come up with our own video ideas. And so, I mean, our parents are somewhat involved, but really not that much. And so it's just kind of like, this is our responsibility. We're the only ones that are going to be driving it forward, and it's either going to do well or not because of us.
Reporting from the Adler Journalism Building, I'm Susanna Kloster, DITV News.
The Iowa football team starting to get prepared for that Wisconsin game this weekend. And Caitlin, I'm just curious, you're from Wisconsin. Is there any smack talk going on between you and your friends from back home?
Yeah, I know there will be some very competitive text messages exchanged between me and my dad, but I'm honestly curious about our chances of winning, and luckily we've got Jonathan in the sports studio to break it down for me. Jonathan?
Yeah, that's right, guys. The race for the West begins. Iowa opens up conference play this Saturday when they face Big Ten West powerhouse Wisconsin in Kinnick. Last year, Iowa was embarrassed in Madison, only putting up 66 yards of total offense. I know I tried to forget that game from last year, but the team hasn't. Here's what they had to say about facing Wisconsin again this weekend.
They brought 10 of 11 guys back from last year, and their O-line is one of the best in the country. They've got, arguably the best running back in the country as well. So, we're going to have our hands full. But I think as defensively, we like that pressure.
Two very physical teams coming out. They're a program that we all have tremendous respect for. They're one of the top programs in the entire nation. So they're going to come in ready to play, and they're going to be a good team.
They're obviously super physical. They're going to play downhill. Kind of like we try to do on offense, but I believe that they're going to be totally ready to play and see a lot of the same things from that we did last year from them.
They showed up and punched us in the mouth and left a bitter taste in our mouth, and we still have it, so we want to get that out.
The good news is in this series, we kind of know who they are, and I think they know who we are, so that's the good news. The bad news is we know who they are, and they give up 12 points a game or 10 points a game, so that's a challenge.
And the game against Wisconsin will be the second consecutive night game for the Hawks. And if history repeats itself, the Badgers are in for a rude awakening.
It's just a really special atmosphere, and I think it's always tough for a team to go in and play, on the road at night because of that atmosphere. So I'm really excited for this game, and really just excited to get the crowd involved quick.
Yeah, there's a different feel to it. You can kind of feel the energy. I'm not into all that woo-woo stuff, but you can, there's something to it for sure.
I mean, the fans are just always invested, especially at night. And for some reason they're a little bit rowdier, so that's something we look forward to, obviously, and I think it's a big edge.
It's kind of funny. As we started the year, I think the first game was like 2:30, and the next one, they've all moved up like an hour or two every week, so it seems like it's like a video game or something. You just keep moving up a little bit. But yeah, anytime you get to go in Kinnick, especially at night, with the great fans we have and the great atmosphere that it is, it's really special, and it's going to be really fun.
So the team is definitely excited to get under the lights. The last few ranked teams to play in Kinnick at night were upset by the Hawks, with the exception of Penn State last year, but we don't talk about that. Now, before we go, we caught up with Iowa offensive lineman Keegan Render for a quick and fun one-on-one interview. Here's an excerpt of the full clip that you can find on YouTube.
First off, what's your go-to throwback jam?
My go-to throwback jam? Probably September by Earth, Wind, Fire.
The worst purchase you've ever made?
In my opinion, probably just a pair of shoes that I didn't need, but I'm sure my girlfriend probably has probably say my truck, but.
Who's the funniest person on the team?
I'd say, I'm going to combine it. I'm going to say the Paulson twins. I think they're the funniest. I'll do both of them, so, especially together.
You can also read the full interview in this week's pregame edition of the Daily Iowan. Well, that's it in the sports studio today, but be sure to come back tomorrow to hear from Daily Iowan pregame editor Adam Hensley on what to expect from Iowa's game against Wisconsin. Bo and Kaylin, back to you.
A new study from reviews.org has some pretty exciting news for Iowa City.
That's right. Iowa City has been ranked as the #1 college town in the United States.
The results were determined from data collected by the Census Bureau.
Categories analyzed included overall population, student population, and rental cost.
They also looked at college education rates, transportation access, unemployment rates, and bar availability.
Of course.
We don't fail at that one.
No, never. That's all we have for you on this Wednesday morning edition of DITV News.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
And if that isn't enough for the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on stands now.
For DITV News, I'm Kaylin Cluck.
And I'm Bo Bowman. Have a great day, Iowa City, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place.